All right. Thank you guys for being here and welcome. Welcome to the 5 Day Dream Reset. Today we are in day 4. Welcome, Kathy, for jumping on. I'm so happy that you guys are here with me today. I appreciate you. I know our time is so valuable. We are busy people and you're choosing you. You're choosing to be here today and I appreciate you. I see you. And if you're watching this on the replay, then please reach out if you have questions. I'm always here for you. So, all right. So today we are talking about stepping into the new you. And what does that mean exactly? And before I start in today with today's lesson, um, let's kind of just recap a bit. So on day 1, we talked about shifting the perspective, showing you that just because something feels like it's a struggle, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a struggle. It's actually your greatest strength. It can be your superpower. It can be that superpower that's actually ready to shift you into that next level you that you are so ready to become. So it's all just a mindset shift and the way we look at our lives. And this is with anything, guys. This um, reset is specifically designed for people raising grandchildren, but it can really apply to anyone with any aspect of your life, because even though we may be a wife or a mom or a businesswoman, or a grandparent, whatever your title is, maybe you're an employee, every part of our life overlaps each other. It's not like you're just this one person as a mom, or this one person as a wife, or an employee or a businesswoman. It's not, it all overlaps, right? So I just kind of want to remind you guys of that, because yes, I am specifically targeting people raising grandchildren just because that's me. But it applies to anyone in any aspect of your life. So with day 1, we were talking about shifting the perspective that you have your superpowers. And then on day 2, on Tuesday, we talked about healing relationships, kind of learning how to not just heal relationships with your spouse or a loved one, but we actually talked about healing the relationship with yourself, because a lot of people, that is where we struggle. We struggle with loving ourselves. We struggle with feeling worthy. We struggle with feeling like we deserve our dream life, and we absolutely do. So on Tuesday, that's what we talked about, how to kind of learn to heal relationships, and specifically again for people raising their grandchildren, learning to heal that relationship with your son, your daughter, whoever the birth parent is of your grandchild that you're raising. Because if we don't heal that and learn to forgive and move on, it will just tear us apart. And again, it overlaps in all aspects of our life. It's not just that one aspect where you're just not healed with that relationship with your grown child. It spills over into other aspects of your life. So that's why it's so important to learn to heal relationships, even if it's with ourselves, especially if it's with ourselves, right? Because if we don't heal ourselves, then that will 100% spill over into every aspect of our life. And then yesterday we were talking about specifically learning to dream again, because I feel like as we go through our life and we get so distracted by so many things, we have so many responsibilities that we forget to dream. We think that we just are supposed to settle, and that was me. I thought that I was, just going to settle with my job and be in that for the rest of my life, my working life. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can dream bigger than you ever even imagined. And, build that legacy, whatever that means to you. Because legacy, when people hear the word legacy or empire, they imagine lots of money and lots of wealth and houses everywhere. And that may be yours. That may be your dream. But that isn't everybody's dream. Some people, their dream looks completely different, and that's okay. And that's the whole purpose that I want to share with people, is that the way that you dream is yours. It's not mine. I can't impose my dream on anyone else. It's mine. And everyone's dream life looks different. So that's what we talked about yesterday. And then today we're going to be talking about stepping into that life and what that looks like. What does that feel like? What does it smell, taste? Who's with you? All of those things. Because the purpose of, when I talk about stepping into the life, so many times I hear, but I'm not ready. I'm not there yet. I'm not, I don't, I feel like I have imposter syndrome. I've never even heard that term until this year, actually. I started hearing it. And I'm like, imposter syndrome, what does that mean? Because I just live my life. And if you guys know me, you know that that's just how I am. I just live my life. I am me. And I have a lot of times people will say to me, like, or they'll ask me, like, how do you share your story and just say it, and not, because I, I've lived it, right? I've lived the emotion. I've felt the emotion. There's nothing wrong with the emotion. But when I share my story and I share with people, I just talk from the heart, and I try to just leave the emotion out of it, because I've already done that. Reliving it only brings up the negativity more, and it just attracts more negativity. So if you're, and this is a side note, side note from the lesson. If you are that person who continues to share the story, and like, you share it and you feel it, and the anger's building up and the resentment's building up, then you haven't completely dealt with it, and that's okay. But just know that that is something to work on, because if you don't, then you will continue to attract that same type of situation, that same type of negativity, the same type of struggle that is a real struggle. If you don't deal with it, if you don't clean it up, that's the term that I like to use. If you don't clean it up, then you will continue to attract that into your life. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to like point my finger at you. I'm saying I did it. I lived it. I 100% would continue to manifest situations, because I couldn't get past resentment and anger, all of that. So, on a side note, make sure that you are cleaning up those feelings. And the imposter syndrome, someone else, right? That absolutely is what we would call imposter syndrome. But if you're being real, you're speaking from then it's real. So we're stepping into the new, the one dream. Thought about it, you dreamed about it, worked towards it, done the stuff, you've done all the stuff, right, to get to that dream life. We're just not quite there yet. But let's go ahead and step into it. And what I mean by that is, surround yourself with the things that you know that you want. Like for me, I know that someday I want a house on the beach, specifically in Costa Rica. And Andy's going to be my neighbor. And we know this, right? So I don't currently have a house in Costa Rica on the beach, but I can surround myself with pictures. I can surround myself with um, like mangoes, because I love mangoes. So I buy mangoes. I have things that have like beach themed little things on them. And I can look at those things and it reminds me that that's me, that I'm already there. I have to do a few things to get there. That life already exists. It's already there. It's waiting on me. My future self is already there. And so you just surround yourself with things, with the people. Who are you going to be with in that life? And if the people that you're with right now are not the people who are going to help you get there, then again, we got to clean that up, right? And I'm not saying get them out of your life. I'm just saying maybe don't spend quite as much time with them. If they're the people who are telling you that you're crazy and you can't do this, and why are you even talking about that? Or they put you down because you are, bold enough to go out there and say, hey, this is what I want, and they don't see it, and they're not supporting you, then maybe we need to make a change and just not have them so much in your life. If it is people that you can get out of your life, then that is a good thing to do. And I don't say that lightly. I never ask people to do things that I have not done myself, and I have done that myself. And I'm not saying that it was easy, but I'm saying that once I did let a few people go, it was such a weight off of my shoulders because I didn't even realize how much the negativity was like weighing on me. And it's someone that I still love. I love this person. That doesn't change. But it's not, it wasn't suiting me anymore, the person, because I was changing and she was not changing, right? You can't change people. That was something we talked about just the other day, is that as much as we want to help people, as much as we want to change people, as much as we want to, when we start learning about mindset and positivity and all this stuff, we can't, play the happiness police and try to make other people happy by sharing all this because they're just not there yet. And I do pray for her and hope that one day that she will um, be someone who can be supported in my circle, in my inner circle. I have what I call an inner circle. And those are the people that I allow close to me. Those are the people that I allow in my life that I share things with, personal things, things that are important to me, not just the shallow, chit chatty stuff. I'm talking about the things that are important to me. That's my inner circle. That's what I call my inner circle. There's only a handful of people that I allow into my inner circle. And then everybody else, they kind of are on the outer circle. And I love them and I care about them. But if they're not people who are supporting me, then I do maybe don't get them out of my life completely, but I do definitely distance them. And so that's something to kind of look at when you are stepping into the new you. You also want to think about what it feels like. Like, what are you feeling like in this new life? Like, are you feeling relieved? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling sad? How are you feeling in the new life? Because if you are start feeling stressed in the new life or sad in the new life, then maybe we need to think about it a little bit differently and step into a person or a situation or a life where you are feeling lighter, happy, energetic, positive, nurtured, cared for, loved, happy, all the things that are positive. But just how are you feeling in that life and who's with you? And the one thing that I realized recently about with myself, because I always use myself as the example, because again, I'm never going to ask you guys to do anything or change anything or, even listen to anything unless I've lived it and done it. But one thing that I realized recently is that stepping into that new you, that new life, it can be scary, and that's okay. because I asked myself, why is this scary? Like, this is something I really want. This is something that I have been trying to get to. Like, this is something that I have been wanting. Why am I scared? And it occurred to me that it's because when we do step into that new life, we kind of have to let go of some of our old self and some of our old life, like people. Like, it may be that we have to let some people either go completely out of our life, or we may need to, or we may get to um, keep them a little bit more at a distance. Or it may mean that we have to change something in our life that has served us in the past, but it's not serving us in our new life, our new you, right? So that can be really difficult to let go of because you've done it for so long, you've known it for so long, and that's kind of you, almost your identity. And for me, recently, I'll just kind of share. Um, I have always said until now, I don't do it anymore until recently, but I always have said I'm terrible with money. I'm not good with money. I I would even take the story further and say that if it weren't for my husband, because my husband's like computer brain, and money is like do 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 do. He's on it. He's really good. And I have just always even said to people, like, if it wasn't for him, not being good with money, then we'd probably be living under a bridge somewhere, because I'm terrible with money. I'm just not. It became my identity, and I put it on myself. Like, no one told me that. No one has ever said that to me, even my husband, and he's probably got all the proof to be able to back that up, right? But he has never even said that to me. Um, but I told myself that, and then recently there was an incident where we kind of had a discussion about the account, and he started asking me questions about what is this for, and where's that coming from, and how much do you have coming out in subscriptions, Norma, and asking me questions, right? And the old me would have become very defensive, and I would have got very upset. And I did get upset, but I was upset at me. I wasn't upset at him, but the old me would have got upset with him. Like, how dare you ask me these questions? I'm bad with money. And the new me, because I'm wanting to grow. I'm wanting to become that badass boss woman, businesswoman. That's what I'm wanting to become. And to become that, I get to know where my money's coming from and where my money's going. And so, even though I did get upset, I said to him, I don't know. Like, I don't, everything that you're asking me, I don't know. And he looked at me like, what do you mean you don't know? And I said, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to figure it out. I promise you, I'm going to figure it out. And I did. And now my budget is tight, and I don't stress out. Yes, Kathy. Kathy's the money lady. But I don't stress out, when I go open my account anymore. And that used to stress me because I had no clue. Like, I really didn't know. I really didn't know. And I avoided it, which we all know avoidance is just it's an energy in lack, right? It's a lack energy. When you avoid something, it's because you're in lack. And anytime you are coming from a place of lack, what are you going to get back? You're going to get back more lack. So, me taking control of that, it just really empowered me, and that's me stepping into the new me. But it was very hard, and it made me realize that so many of us, we decide not to step into that new person, that new life that we want so badly, because we get to make changes in ourselves, and change is hard, and it's scary, and we wonder, like, I don't know if I can do it. it's kind of like losing weight. When you struggled with your weight all your life, the roller coaster ride sometimes, because we've tried and we failed in the past, I'm probably just going to fail again. If I try again, I'm probably just going to fail again. And so many of us tell ourselves these stories, and we don't just do it. Don't just go for it and go for the life. Because guys, if that dream life were that easy, we would all be in it right now, right? If we could get to our dream life doing what it is that we've been doing all these years, we'd be living it already. It would already be happening. And if it's not happening, then we get to make changes, and we get to grow, and we get to be scared, and we get to do it anyway. So step into that new life now and grow and go. And, you know, surround yourself with the people that you want to be like, not with the people holding you back. You know, put
Mm.
yourself in situations that are out there that are going to grow you, and do it scared, because that's how you learn, and that's how you grow, and that's how you change, and that's how we get to where we are wanting to go. So the idea of living your dream life now and stepping into the new you, it's not new. I know you guys have heard it before, but I just wanted to kind of put my spin on it so that you kind of have an idea of where I'm coming from. Because if what we were doing now were already working, we would already be at our dream life, right? We would already have what we want. And I feel like so many of us, we just go through life, um, and we just almost are on autopilot. That's how I felt when I was at my job. I felt like I was on autopilot, that this is just how I'm supposed to do it, how I'm supposed to live my life. I'm supposed to go here every day, until one day it was like, no, I'm not going to continue to help this person get to their dream life, and I don't even know what my dream life is. So that was the turning point for me. And that's how I ended up here, and that's why I'm here sharing it with you guys, because I want it for you guys also. And also look at the way that you talk to yourself, right? How are you talking to yourself? Are you beating yourself up because you haven't maybe gotten exactly where you want to be yet? You know, are you using terms like I need? I mean, I had this conversation with someone just the other day on my that had messaged me, and they were asking me some questions, and I said, look, I said, because I asked them, like, what are you interested in? What is it that you're wanting to do? And they said, well, I need to make this much money by this certain time, and I need to, I heard need was like three different times in a paragraph this long. And I said, well, look, I told them, I said, all I'm hearing from you is need. And we don't need anything. There's nothing that we need except food and water and shelter. And I'm pretty sure we all got that. And so if you're, watch the words that you use, because again, whatever you're putting out there, need is a lack energy. You're going to be getting lack, 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 and not just lack in your bank account. If you're needing money, which this person did, if you're needing money, you're not just going to get lack in your bank account. You're going to get lack in your relationships. You're going to get lack in your job or your business. You're going to get lack everywhere. So just kind of really, really watch the words that we use for ourselves, and just step into that new you. Yes, it's scary. Yes, there's times where we're gonna maybe kind of get down on ourselves a bit, or maybe doubt ourselves a bit. And if that happens, then that's when you turn to your resources. Okay, the resources that I'm talking about are your people, your circle, your inner circle, whoever's your inner circle. It doesn't have to be like physical, real people in your life. I'm very grateful that I have physical, real people in my life. But it can be like podcasts. It can be inspirational speakers. It can be that you just follow somebody that you really like on a social media platform, and you turn to them and their videos to lift you up and get you back out of that negative feeling that you're in. But if you do have the inner circle people, make sure you're reaching out to them. I'm telling you, it's amazing. This community is amazing. So always have those people there as your backup. Because we're human. We're not going to be, happy every day. We're human. Things happen to us, real things. And it's okay to feel those real things. And it's okay if, like I was saying the other day, what sticks in my mind is someone telling me one time that whatever the issue, whatever the problem is that happens, because things come up in our life, give it the amount of attention that it deserves and no more. And there are things that happen to us that deserve more attention and deserves the time. And then there's things that happen to us that doesn't. Getting in traffic and getting stuck in traffic, yeah, it may make you angry, but it's not something that should ruin your day, right? So that's what I mean by, if whatever the problem is or the issue, give it just the amount of attention it deserves. And just, I always remember that. It's like, how much attention does this deserve of me? Because this really made me angry, or this really made me sad, or I'm just in a funk. How much time should I give this? And there are times where maybe you need to give it a few days. And if you do, just don't try to, what's the word? Don't try to like don't try to have a conversation. Don't, approach someone that the issue is with if you're in this feeling, right? Because it's just going to escalate it. So take a breath, feel your feelings, and then give it just the amount of attention it deserves. That's how I have to live my life, guys. Um, and so the last thing I'll talk about, besides, make sure you're speaking nicely to yourself also. But I wanted to say that think about what it is that you want. And, what is it, like if you could pick one thing, this can be your homework or your assignment, whatever you call it. If you could pick one thing that you want in your dream life, like your thing in your dream life that's going to be the main thing that gets you to that dream life, whether it's, making sales, being on a stage with people, maybe it's hiring a large staff and just having, people run your business for you. It could be that dream person that you're looking for in your life. It could be anything. The one thing. And imagine yourself doing that thing. Maybe you're thinking like, I want to have this big company ask me to come speak at a conference. I don't know, I'm just pulling that out of the air. Imagine yourself what you would look like. What would you be wearing? What would you be? Who are you with? Who's there with you? Who are the big, powerful people in the room? Is your family there with you? Do you have a good friend that's going to be there to support you? Are they there with you? And what are you doing? Are you up on stage and you're up there giving your power talk? Or are you, at a dinner where you were just on stage giving your power talk and now you're all standing around clinking glasses? Or, I don't know. Are you doing an interview? What is it that you're doing? And really focus on the fact that you are your future self and you are yourself now, wearing what you're wearing now. I'm wearing what I'm wearing now, and I am there looking at my future self. This is like a visual, guys, right? You're looking at your future self doing whatever it is that you're wanting to do right now to get you into that dream life. And just imagine your future you and you just locking eyes, and you're like, yeah. And you're both like, I did that. And then your future self is like, you did this, right? Because it's you. Think about that. That's like it's a super powerful um, visualization. And I share that with you because I am not very good at visualizing. I was not in the past very good at visualizing. It's a practice, right? Because I had someone just yesterday ask me about this, and they said, they have trouble with the dreaming and the imagination because we don't do it. We don't do it as adults. We did it as children. Children are great with their imagination. They're great at dreaming. And then somewhere along the way, we lose it and we don't do it anymore. And so if you take just a little time each day, imagining yourself in that situation and that connection of you and your future self in the situation, what you're doing is you're flexing your brain. You're improving. It's like exercising. If you haven't exercised in 3 years and you go to the gym, it's hard and you're going to be sore and you're not going to want to go back the next day because you're going to hurt. But if you flex it and you do it, it gets easier, right? It's the same with the visualization. I've gotten much better with the visualization than I used to be. And it's because I do it now. And so I just encourage you to try it also because that's what's going to get you there. It's what's going to get you there. Number one, you're going to be more positive in your energy. You're going to get excited. And when you have positive, excited energy, guess what you're going to attract? You're going to attract more positivity and more excited energy. And then suddenly that thing, that thing that you're wanting, if you want to be up on that stage, then suddenly you're getting a call or you're getting an email from someone. It may not be that person that you were looking and visualizing about, but it's someone taking you to the next step. Maybe it's just someone asking you to be on a Zoom with them, share your story so that more eyes can be on you, so that you can grow, so you can improve, so you can get better. And then your energy and your excitement grows and grows and grows and grows. That's what I'm talking about, stepping into the new you. So I love that. Does anybody have questions or want to share anything? I'm so glad you guys are here. So tomorrow is our day 5, and if you have friends that you want to invite, please invite them. But tomorrow we're going to kind of recap. We're going to recap the last 4 days, and also we're going to do a Q&A. So if you do have any questions, bring them with you. But I also will be I've challenged myself. Oh, Miss Andy, do you have a question?
I really like that book you shared with me, The Gap and the Gain, where you measure backwards. You're always looking at your progress, not comparing yourself forward, but you're comparing yourself backwards and just looking and appreciating like all that you have accomplished and having that feeling of success. So that was really good. Mhm.
I love it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It is such a good book, and I feel like for me, it hit the nail on the head when I heard, because it's so true. So many people we feel like we're not getting anywhere. We feel like we're just like spinning our wheels. But the reality is, if we take a minute to look at where we were yesterday, the day before, or whatever, then we realize how far we've come. Like we're really making progress. And if you don't ever look back at where you've come from, then you don't ever feel appreciative of what you have. And that was part of the book, talking about people who are really what's the word, high achievers. If you are a super high achiever and like, let's say your goal is to make $1 million, when you get to the $1 million, you're not happy with the $1 million. Now you want $5 million. And so then you get to 5 million, you're still not happy. You want 10. And it's like they're never happy because they're not realizing where they started and they're not celebrating it. And that's another thing, guys. Make sure you always celebrate your wins, and make sure that you acknowledge them. I write mine down every day, and I have my book right here that I write down my win from the day before and what I'm grateful for. And I think that that's huge too, to just recognize, gratitude, because we all have things to be grateful for. And yeah, that was a super good book, The Gap and the Gain. If you guys haven't read that one, Kathy, I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah, it's part of our, yeah, it is very good. And it's, it's not hard reading. It's very short,
Yes.
really concise, really easy reading. I think that's great. And it constantly reminds me because I'm like a go, go, go all day. I've been
Yes.
going since 5:30 this morning. Okay. So that's how, but you don't stop to like, you're just checking things off the list. Like, I got that done. I need to do this. And there's always like a ton more things to do. Right. But we don't acknowledge the wins that we did, right? It's just like, okay. And at the end of the day, I'll tell you what I do. At the end of the day, usually I look at it and go, "Ah, there's so much I didn't do. I didn't count what I did."
Yes.
Right? And that's what that book and Katie's program and all that is allowing me to do, to stop for a minute and count what you have achieved, because we're always looking at what we don't have, right? So it's another
Right.
mindset thing. Is like, if you constantly focus on what you don't have, then you won't have what you want, right? But if you concentrate on what did I get, like what did I get done, right? And you give
Yes.
yourself a little nice pat on the back, then you feel like not only do you feel good about yourself, but you feel good about life. You know that life is bringing you the things that you want. So again, it's that constantly focusing. If you see the gap, what you didn't get done, what you didn't get, what you don't have, then you stay in there, right? But where's the gain, right? And everybody has it, no matter where you happen to be, and that's where the gratitude for whatever it is that happened today, right? There's lots of good things, but we will focus on all the stuff that didn't go right,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. It's
Like I get
easier.
to be here with you guys. I mean, that's a win.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you're here, Kathy.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you for
I'll,
doing this.
yes, yes, of course. I love it. Anything else, Miss Lorna? I'm so happy you're here. Do you have anything you want to share or add? If not, that's okay. So tomorrow we're gonna recap. I'll be here again at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you guys don't have any other questions, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording while I'm thinking about it and don't